It arrives every January, a little slip of paper that turns a side hustle into a legal responsibility. Most people open it and immediately feel lost. Two names keep coming up, TurboTax and H&R Block. Both promise the easiest filing experience. Both charge more once self-employment income enters the picture. She's not running a company. No payroll, no inventory, no storefront, just Friday and Saturday nights behind the wheel chasing extra income between shifts. Gas receipts, car wash stubs, a crumpled parking ticket. Somewhere in this pile is the difference between a refund and an unexpected bill. File in minutes, maximize your refund guaranteed. The ads make it sound effortless. For W-2 employees, maybe. For 1099 drivers, it rarely is. Maya isn't alone. Across town, David delivers food after his day job, a second income stream with its own pile of unanswered tax questions. Pick wrong and one of two things happens. You overpay for features you'll never touch, or you underpay for a plan that quietly drops your deductions. 62 cents a mile. That's what the IRS allows for business driving in 2025. Most drivers have no idea how many miles they actually logged. So she searches dozens of comparison articles, most written for consultants and small business owners, none quite matching a weekend rideshare driver's reality. There has to be a clearer answer than another blog post written for someone else's business. Somewhere in the mess of both platforms, one actually fits. This isn't another generic rundown. We're testing interface ease, import accuracy, mileage entry, deduction prompts, audit protection, and final price for actual gig income. TurboTax opens with a friendly, conversational quiz. H&R Block opens with a more traditional form-based dashboard. Same goal, two very different first impressions. Both platforms claim automatic 1099 import. TurboTax pulls Maya's numbers from the Rideshare app directly. H&R Block asks her to upload a photo instead. But the imported total doesn't match her bank deposits. Rideshare apps report gross fares before their own service fees, and neither platform explains that clearly. David tries the mileage tools next. TurboTax lets him enter total business miles manually. H&R Block links directly to his phone's location history. That convenience comes with a trade. H&R Block's automatic tracking needs location access turned on at all times, not just while driving for work. TurboTax asks a running list of plain language questions: phone bill for work calls, car washes, parking fees, a portion of her cell phone plan. H&R Block instead offers a static checklist of common gig driver deductions, less conversational but faster for someone who already knows what they spent. Neither checklist mentions the cheap phone mount she replaced twice this year, a fully deductible expense most drivers never think to claim. Both platforms sell audit protection as an add-on. Neither explains clearly what it actually covers if the IRS ever sends a real notice. At checkout, TurboTax Self-Employed runs higher for federal and state combined. H&R Block Self-Employed tier comes in slightly lower for the same core forms. Price alone doesn't decide it. What actually matters is which platform gets closer to her real refund, and that depends on how each one handles her deductions. Every gig worker's return runs through Schedule C, a form for reporting business profit or loss. Both platforms build their entire process around filling it out correctly. Gross income is everything the app paid her before fees. Net income, what actually counts toward tax, is what's left after mileage and expenses are subtracted. TurboTax runs a live calculation panel in the corner of the screen, updating her estimated refund instantly every time she adds a new expense. H&R Block waits until she reaches a review step before revealing the updated total, a slower but more deliberate approach to the same calculation. The IRS sets one flat rate per business mile, 67 cents in 2025, meant to cover gas, maintenance, insurance, and depreciation combined. There's a second option, tracking actual expenses instead, gas, repairs, insurance, individually. It's more paperwork, but sometimes yields a larger deduction. TurboTax
We
runs both
recommended
calculations
actual
automatically
expenses.
and recommends
Saves
the
you
larger one.
$250 more.
H&R Block requires
Apply
her to
recommendation.
calculate actual expenses manually before comparing. There's a second tax most first-timers miss, 15.3% for Social Security and Medicare. On top of regular income tax, self-employed workers pay both halves. TurboTax breaks the self-employment tax into a short plain language paragraph. H&R Block links out to an IRS worksheet with denser technical language. Both platforms flag something bigger. If this income continues, she may owe quarterly estimated taxes next year, not just one bill every April. David's situation is messier. 3 different delivery apps means 3 separate 1099 forms, each platform reporting numbers slightly differently, none of them lining up cleanly. TurboTax lets him add each 1099 as a separate entry, then automatically combines them into one Schedule C. H&R Block requires manual totaling first. Some gig workers qualify for a home office deduction if they use part of their space exclusively for managing the business, not just casual desk work. Self-employed workers can often deduct their own health insurance premiums, a valuable detail buried deep inside both platforms' interview questions. Easy to scroll right past. State rules add another layer. Both platforms charge extra for state filing, and mileage rules occasionally differ slightly from the federal standard. Get the mechanism wrong, and the gap isn't small. A missed deduction or misreported mileage can shift a return by hundreds of dollars either direction. The obvious fix seems simple: use the free version. Except neither platform's free tier supports Schedule C, the exact form gig income requires. Frustrated, some drivers switch platforms halfway through, but neither service imports data from its competitor, meaning every entry has to be redone from scratch. David tries a workaround, a personal spreadsheet tracking every delivery manually. It works, until a single mistyped formula throws off the entire total. That single broken formula understated his mileage deduction by $400, an error a built-in tax platform would likely have flagged automatically. Maya calls a friend who also drives part-time. Their advice is well-meaning, but their situation, mileage, state, and income don't quite match her own. Online forums offer dozens of conflicting opinions, some outdated, some specific to states she doesn't live in, none built for her exact situation. A local accountant quotes her $300 for a simple
Thanks
return,
so much for the offer,
more
but
than
I'm gonna
either
have to pass on
software
this one. I
platform
appreciate
for
you
someone
thinking of me.
driving only 2 nights a week. Buying audit protection out of anxiety doesn't fix the real problem, not understanding which deductions are legitimate in the first place. Running low on patience, some drivers just round up or down, guessing a number that feels roughly right instead of pulling the real data. His actual trip log later shows 3,240 miles driven, meaning his rounded guess quietly cost him about $16 in deductions. The real issue isn't which software is worse. Both were built broadly for freelancers and small businesses, not specifically for a regular part-time gig income. So instead of picking a side blindly, here's what actually works: specific settings, specific habits, and in some cases, a completely different tool altogether. The better question isn't which platform is best overall. It's which one matches how much she drives, how organized she already is, and what she can afford. For drivers earning under the IRS free file threshold, Cash App Taxes offers Schedule C support at no cost, something neither major platform advertises loudly. For someone juggling 3 different gig apps like David, TurboTax's automatic multi-1099 import saves real time, worth the higher price for that convenience alone. For a single simple 1099 and a tight budget, H&R Block's slightly lower self-employed tier covers the essentials without unnecessary add-ons. The fix isn't a better memory. It's a simple standalone mileage app running automatically in the background, syncing directly into either platform at filing time. The receipt shoebox gets replaced too. A quick photo of every receipt filed instantly into a labeled folder, searchable by category before tax season even starts. 5 minutes every Sunday, log the week's mileage, snap any paper receipts, and check the running deduction total. Small, consistent, nothing like tax season panic. David adopts the same routine after his shifts, a habit that turns tax season from a frantic scramble into a 5-minute formality. One driving app, straightforward deductions, tighter budget, H&R Block usually fits, multiple gig apps, more complexity, willingness to pay more, TurboTax usually saves time. Instead of buying add-on protection out of anxiety, a free 10-minute call with a tax preparer clarifies which deductions are safe, solving the actual root worry. After every deduction, every correction, and every fix applied, TurboTax lands slightly higher on her refund, but H&R Block costs noticeably less overall. For her 2 nights a week and modest deduction list, H&R Block's lower price wins out. She clicks submit with none of the hesitation from before. David, juggling 3 gig apps, goes the other way. TurboTax's smoother multi-1099 import is worth the extra cost for the time it saves him. The envelope from the very beginning sits in the same spot on the table, except now it's stamped filed instead of unopened and unread. Next year's mileage log already has 3 weeks logged, started the same week she filed, turning a once-dreaded task into routine maintenance. Neither app is universally better. The right choice depends on how complicated your income is, and knowing that turns an overwhelming decision into a simple one. 1 year later, tax season arrives again. This time there's no shoebox, no late-night search, just a folder already organized and waiting. David looks back at his old spreadsheet with the broken formula, a small reminder of how much smoother this year's filing felt by comparison. If she could tell a brand new driver one thing, track your miles from week 1 and pick the software that matches your actual complexity, not the flashiest ad. TurboTax and H&R Block aren't rivals anymore in her mind, just 2 different tools, each useful depending on which year, which apps, which season of work. The paperwork is just paperwork. What's left is the actual reason she started driving in the first place. Flexibility, extra income, a little more room to breathe. In the end, the better choice was never about which app wins. It's about knowing your own numbers well enough that either one gets you there. If this comparison actually helped you figure out your own filing, tap like. Drop your platform choice in the comments, share it with another driver still guessing, and subscribe for more clear-eyed breakdowns like this one.